Yo, what's going on, man? It's the one and only hip-hop gamer. You already know what it is. And I have to introduce you to someone. His name is Aaron. He's the community manager over at Sega. And we about to talk about Yakuza. Now, Yakuza is crazy. So, introducing the heavyweight champion of Sega, Aaron. What's going on, man? How you feeling, man? Everything's good?
Doing great, thank you.
I know you're doing great. You got Yakuza to show off, man.
I know.
Yo, all right, Yakuza, first of all, can you, explain what's some of the new things that we're going to see in the Yakuza 3, over the previous games that was released?
Sure. The really cool thing about Yakuza is that you do get all the stuff you liked from the older games. You also get now the ability to go between two different places. So it's not just Tokyo anymore. You can go to Okinawa as well. And there's a lot of different freedoms you get, too, where you can go out to different places, or you've got an orphanage at the beginning of the game, and you can kind of run around with those kids and try and help them out. It's some really cool stuff.
All right. All right, now check this out. You was drunk in the game, like you get drunk in the game, and when I mean drunk, you get so drunk that you actually go into a men's store and you see girls all do titties be out and everything. Do they show everything?
Not quite that far.
All right, cool.
What I can tell you is that you can go out, you can go to a bar, you can look at a list of 30 different types of alcohol, and you can say, I want that one. And then if you continue to drink, actually people in the world will interact with you differently because they notice that you're drunk. When you get in fights, people will comment your breath stinks, or what are you doing stumbling around like that? And they'll, so it does actually affect how people interact with you.
Okay. Now, this game seems to appear to have a RPG element, so to speak, because you get into these random fights in the middle of the street. And what's so hot about the game is that they took it back in the day where, like Rocky Balboa, where you in the middle, of the street and people circle around and you're fighting, not just shoot up, bang, bang, because you can't fight, stuff like that. What I like about the game is that they have a level up system where when you get into these fights and you see a bar and you see certain things increase, and you can also make your own weapons. Can you elaborate a little bit more on some of these features that Yakuza 3 has now?
Yeah, absolutely. So every time you get in a fight, you earn a set amount of experience. Or every time, you do a side quest, if you help some guy, look for his, lost dog or something like that, you'll get quest and experience for that. Okay. So as you get experience, you can choose where to put that. So if you say you want to put that into increasing the amount of HP you've got, your health, you can put it straight into that. Or if you want to do it into becoming a faster fighter or adding parts to your combos, you can do that. So you've got a lot of different choices and freedoms with that. It's really nice. And then likewise, you do have a lot of options and choices too as far as getting your own weapons, creating those. You'll meet a guy that is big into movies and big into creating his own weapons per se. He's a big nerd, but he will actually make you stuff if you can find the parts to bring to him, and you can get your custom weapons that way.
Wow, that's crazy. All right. Now check this out. Yakuza 4, you said, has already been announced at the Tokyo Game Show, right?
Japan.
For Japan, right? Will we see the light of day of that game coming to the U.S.?
That's one of those questions I can't comment on at the moment.
Okay.
What I can tell you is that there are some big hopes for Yakuza 3 here in the West, and a lot of us are really hoping it does well.
Okay.
So,
now it will. The game is crazy. It's let me just tell you, Yakuza, if you love Grand Theft Auto, basically Yakuza is the Japanese version of Grand Theft Auto. It's really that good. And one thing I really like what you guys did, we talked about earlier, is the way you could go back and look at Yakuza 1 and Yakuza 2, because they have all the scenes there. So it kind of shows you to bring you back up to speed. That right there is very important. Now, in terms of the story, Yakuza 3, what's some of the things we're going to, don't give it away, but what's some of the things you could say to get people excited for the continuance of Yakuza?
Cool. So the end of Yakuza 2, slight spoilers here, but I'm going to assume people have played Yakuza 2. Okay. So end of Yakuza 2, Kazuma Kiryu actually leaves the Yakuza that he's with. He leaves the clan, and he starts his own orphanage. Ooh, but what happens in Yakuza 3 is that the guy that was his successor ends up getting shot, and he gets shot by a guy that looks mysteriously like Kazuma's father, who's supposed to be dead. So that's what starts the whole ball rolling with that. And so what ends up happening is that Kazuma travels back to Tokyo then to try and find out what's going on, to try and prevent his clan, which he's worked really hard to get to that point from falling apart.
Alright. That's actually a good way to do it, because I thought he was about to say some other stuff, and I was wait, don't say that. But nah, that's good. Now, check this out. This is something that I saw that I thought was pretty cool. But you got I wouldn't say fatalities, but these special moves. So let me ask you a question. Does special moves go according to what weapon you have?
They do, and that's really the coolest part about it, is that every time you get in a fight, based on the area around you, you have different things you can pick up. So if you're in an open world, you might be able to pick up a bicycle or a caution sign or something like that, right? But if you get in a fight at a fish market, you can pick up a fish and use a special move, like a finishing move with the fish on the guy, and it's awesome.
You gotta spin the belt on that one. So
all right, we'll spin the belt.
That's the case. So if, I'm telling you right now, I will beat you in the head with a fish, cook that joint up, go home and eat it, son. Straight up.
You can do it.
Okay? Yeah. That's crazy. Yo, I'm loving it right now. Now, I know that this game is an improved engine, but it's not really a game built from the ground up on the PS3. Am I correct?
That one I'd have to actually check on, because I know that they did put a lot of work into designing this exclusively for the PS3's hardware to really make it look great. And you can see when you look at the videos too, it looks really good.
Looks real sleek, like it's so smooth. And there's like a little motion blur in it, but it's like it adds to. It's like, let's say you drunk and you know how your eyes can be dreary. There's some parts where it really represents that. You see what I'm saying? So it really gets deep in detail. With I feel like I'm being interviewed. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it really gets deep in detail. So I love it. I'm excited for it. I always played the Yakuzas on PS2, so I'm just looking forward to this one. And when I saw the engine, it looked really good, yet similar. So for the PS3, what's some of the technical advances? That you guys has added for the PS3?
Cool. So the biggest thing that you're going to notice definitely is the graphics. Whenever you're playing through, you're going to be like, wow, obviously it's PS3, not PS2 anymore. So it's going to look a lot better. At the same time, too, you're going to notice that we've been able to tweak and improve a lot of just the gameplay elements.
Okay.
So even though it's going to feel a lot like Yakuza 2, and people that have played the series and are fans of the series are going to be right at home, they'll also notice things like, oh, that's cool, they kind of tweaked that, or they improved that, or that feels better now.
Oh, okay,
so there's slight adjustments all around that they've really made. So they've done a really good job. The Japanese team's done a fantastic job on it.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, this is a killer right here. In the month of March, you got God of War, you got Battlefield Bad Company 2, you got Yakuza coming. I mean, there's a lot of games coming out. What can you explain to me or tell me what's going to make Yakuza stand out like above the rest? What makes that game so unique that in the month of March, regardless of the other games that's coming out, you definitely got to pick this one up?
I think the biggest thing for Yakuza is the amount of freedom you have and the authenticity to the Japanese culture that the game brings with it. And I think that's something you don't find in any of those other games. Okay. Is that, like you want to explore Tokyo, you want to go to Okinawa, you can do that in Yakuza 3. And you can actually, look on menus and go to actual restaurant chains and read their menus in Japanese,
You serious?
Yeah, that's serious.
Damn. So all right, okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's one of the first things, I think, is that authenticity and that freedom. But then likewise, you've also got really, really good gameplay to back it up, and fantastic visuals and graphics that really add a nice level of polish and make the entire thing feel like a fantastic, very cinematic, but also very free experience.
Okay, now check this out, right? I know Yakuza never had like an online presence and stuff like that, but from what I've seen of the gameplay, I can see that like there's a good fighting engine built within Yakuza. Will we ever see a game that like revolving around Yakuza, but just strictly a fighting game, like round one fight, like strictly a fighting game, because the fight engine is so well done, and I know Yakuza 4 is being made, so it's going to get even better and evolve. So this is the type of game that can actually branch out and be even bigger in a different genre. Do you think that's a possibility? Will we ever see something like that?
At this point, I would say, everything's a possibility.
Okay.
I can't really comment specific to that. I can tell you that there is a part in Yakuza 3 that's actually just pure fighting. And if you want, like, you can go, it's a tournament ring, right? Cages on the wall, and you could just fight, like, tournament style, on and on and on. Yeah.
You gotta hold the belt again, dog. That was just gangster. You are officially the champion. Hold on. I know it's heavy. I ain't gonna let you hold it for a long time.
Not bad.
But okay, you can go into a tournament jump off and actually have like these like one-on-one type of fights. Don't you think online would be perfect for that? I mean, considering this day and age and the technology that PSN Network and things like that, if people could buy Yakuza and they play the game, it's great. Mm-hmm. But if you could go online with that, as much as we are Japanese lovers as well, that would just take the game over the top. Yakuza 4 is coming. I mean, is there anything that you guys know that we may not know yet revolving around that possibility?
Anything that I know that we haven't announced, I couldn't tell you about anyway. That's the way that works.
I tried.
But hey, I mean, I can tell you, we do listen to suggestions, for stuff like that. Okay. So it's like, whether it's Yakuza, whether it's other Sega games, it's stuff like we're always listening, and our community team is also here to listen to the fans and to pass that word and those requests up top. So whatever you guys want to see, let us know, seriously, and we'll take it to heart.
All right, cool. Well, since they take it to heart, I'm going to take this to heart. Yakuza 3 is so hot, and I'm telling you right now, the game is so fire that I told my boy I was going to do this, but it'll make you want to do a handstand and walk on your hands. What, you don't believe me? You don't think Hip Hop Gamer got skills like that? Let me show y'all something. Let's put the belt down for a second, right? Hold the microphone.
Gotcha.
You can do the commentary while this happens.
All right.
First of all, let the Hip Hop Gamer empty his pockets and stuff like that, because I know a lot of you is like, Yakuza can't be that good, and I will slap you in the face if you think it's not. The game is that great.
Good man.
And I'm going to show you how great it is. Yakuza 3 will make you walk on your hands. That's how fire it is.
Oh, there it is.
Yakuza! Yakuza! And I can turn around. Yakuza! Yakuza, make sure you go cop the game this March. One love and God bless my man Aaron. HipHopGamershow.com. Get involved. It's gangster. Peace.